McLaren's wait is finally over as Lando Norris delivers their first win of 2026. Kimi Antonelli extends his championship lead. Aston Martin finally shows signs of life. And a broken blue flag system sparks chaos. G'day race fans. G'day Mick. It wasn't a bad race to finish on as we go into the summer break.
It was a pretty decent race. I have to say though, Max probably ruined the race at the front for everyone, holding up those Ferraris. Championship drive, man, from Kimi Antonelli. Yeah, not a bad way to finish the first half of the season. Oh, and also, you got your wish granted, young fella. Sepang is returning between...
I think it's October 4th, right?
Yeah, October 4th. So that's between Baku and Singapore. So that has been officially announced. So we get back one extra race to finish off the season.
Yes, very happy to see it back on the calendar. And it will be known as the Bahrain Grand Prix, even though it will be held in Malaysia. So it might be a little confusing for some. But I do like the track. I'm happy that it's back. And I don't want to be the old Debbie Downer over here. But I am a tad worried regarding how the racing will be on a track that definitely has a lot of long straights. But hey, it is good. We get that race in the calendar.
Who cares? We get the racing back. We get back one extra race with the other two at the end of the season still in doubt.
Regarding that, there seems to be a few, I don't know if they're rumours. I think Dominicali may have even made it sort of semi-official that they're looking at Imola.
Yep. Yeah, I heard Imola is a
which would be
option.
Mega if Kimi Antonelli goes into that race with the title wrapped up, of course.
Oh, man.
Home track, home crowd, Italian potential champion, first one in a long, long time. So
Mega.
Huge. Well, speaking of huge, there's a lot to get through, and let's just get stuck straight into it. And we have to obviously start off with McLaren. It was a great win over there. Tad controversial. Some will suggest that we did revisit or maybe the 2026 version of Papaya rules. Maybe not, but, let's delve straight into it. So, good win for Lando.
That result's been coming for him, man. Like I said, since Miami, I think he's been doing mega. It's he just hasn't quite had the car, and we've seen the last few weekends, especially in Spa, they looked super strong. The upgrades they've brought have brought them back, I would say, ahead of Red Bull at the moment, so they're clearly back to number 3. In terms of Oscar, man, look, he had trouble with different cars throughout the weekend, let's say, affecting his race weekend. I don't really think he had the pace to keep Lando behind anyway, Papaya rules or not. I think he was hampered a little bit, missing out on FP1. Then he didn't actually get the upgrades on the car till FP3. So he was on the back foot. Look, similar to last time out, he looked stronger in the race than he did in qualifying. So I guess that's a positive.
I agree with you. I mean, it was a bit tough because on one hand, you could say, well, Oscar was controlling the pace and controlling the race. The whole controversial moment regarding Carlos Sainz making contact, I mean, it was a bit of an amateur hour. Look, you got to think he's gone through all those blue flags. Surely he's had the warning of the radio that Oscar is coming. Now, I can understand Carlos not seeing him where he was because he was quite wide in that corner, and his focus was probably on the Aston Martin. Yep. But still, it was sloppy. It was definitely sloppy from Carlos Sainz. I'm actually a little bit surprised that he didn't get any. Look, they don't seem to be handing out penalty points anymore this year compared to what we saw over the last few years, at least.
Yeah. So he only got the 5-second penalty. Should have been 10, which is the standard, whether you saw him or not. I find that hard to believe. At the moment of impact, yes, he probably didn't see him, but he would have seen him coming anyway. The blue flags, the digital blue flag board were going. Yes, I understand you're in a fight, but at the same time, you're not in a fight for the lead of the race.
You're not even in a fight for a top 10.
They managed to find mitigating circumstances in his contact. Yeah, like I said, 5-second penalty, should have got the 10, but anyway, wouldn't have affected his race.
Well, exactly right. Now, a few conspiracy theories floating around. It was the old Car-Lando partnership. Helping out Lando Norris, just taking out Oscar on purpose. Look, I don't think that is the case. A little too extreme.
Yeah, big time.
A little too extreme. Unfortunately for Piastri, look, even, like you said in qualifying, we didn't really see the best of him because he got
held up by Lewis.
Which was pretty sloppy in its own right. And ended up with the gearbox problem in the end. So unfortunately, it was a DNF for Oscar. I will say, though, this race in general, it was good to see that we had a lot of mixed strategies over the grid as well, which definitely played a bit of a part. But no, I think it was a good, deserving win for Lando Norris.
He was on fire all weekend, man. He had the pace. He had the pace over his teammate. Look, Lando ended up undercutting Oscar because the moment Lando got in free air, man, he took off. He built that gap. Yes, the incident with Carlos helped Lando to get that pit stop window, but I think another 3 or 4 laps, Lando would have been in that window anyway.
Well, at least I don't have to keep banging on about, will Lando Norris be one of those defending champions that never gets a win the following year? He's ticked that off. All right, on to Red Bull. On the back of Max Verstappen, it was gridded up on P4, finishing P2 on the podium. Probably a podium he didn't really expect. He wasn't happy with the car the whole race.
No, both of them weren't happy, all weekend, really.
Not at all. Isaac Hadjar starting 8, finishing P6. Played a little bit of rear gunner there for Max Verstappen in the race. I think he held up. Did he hold up Lewis twice?
Yeah.
I think it was 2 times where he sort of was a bit of a pain for Lewis Hamilton. But Max Verstappen, look, it was a great result.
Yeah.
Super result.
Yeah, like I said, I think he cost us a good race at the front.
Who's us, mate?
The Ferraris. Should I say? The Ferraris track position was king there, man, and he made the most of it. I think it was a good strategy, pitting him under the safety car. Would have been interesting, though, had Lewis got out ahead of Kimi under that virtual safety car. I think Lewis would have caught him, whether he could have passed him or not. Might have been different. Solid weekend from Isaac. He was there or thereabouts in qualifying, struggled on the mediums at the start of the race, he said, and then the car started to come good once he switched to the hards, but by then it was probably a little bit too late, and then with all getting stuck behind lap cars, it was just chaos there. It's quite interesting, though. It seems, take the result out of it, I think they seem to be a little bit circuit-specific at the moment. And given McLaren brought that first half of their upgrades, and they've clearly taken a step forward, and I think they've actually taken a step forward back ahead of Red Bull. So I think realistically on pace, they were probably the 4th best this weekend.
Yeah, which I think just emphasises how good of a performance Max Verstappen's P2 was. He was voted driver of the day, pulled off a massive pass at turn 1 on Lewis Hamilton. He seemed to be good under the brakes at turn 1. There was a few times he went in pretty hard and got the car pulled up.
Oh, did he get the car pulled up though?
Mate, clean pass, dude.
Yeah, it was a clean pass because Lewis didn't turn in and hit him. He never attempted to make the apex. That's just what Max does, right? He knows I'm going to drive it in there.
Come on, man. That was a clean pass.
I'm not saying it wasn't a clean pass, but at least attempt to make the apex, which he didn't do. He drove past the apex, right? Lewis isn't going to turn into me to avoid the collision because it's either you crash into me, we both crash, I don't care, I'm not fighting for anything, then turn in.
I had no problems with it, mate. I
didn't say I had a problem with it. I'm just saying, don't say he tried to make the apex because he made no attempt to make the apex. He drove it in past the apex and then turned.
Yeah, because he made a pass. He doesn't have to make an apex if he's going to make a pass.
Yeah, I know, but don't...
There's nothing in the rule book that says you have to be on the apex if you make a pass.
Yeah, but you got to at least attempt to make the apex.
So you're saying that's a dive bomb? It was just a dive bomb?
Yeah, of course it was a dive bomb, but he made it. He made it stick. If that was a clean pass, he would have got there, pulled it up and made the apex. He didn't, man. He goes in, goes past the corner entry altogether, stops it, then turns it in.
I have to say,
fine.
That was
I don't have an issue with it.
I wouldn't say it's a dive bomb.
But
I would say it's getting close, but I think it was a pretty decent pass. I mean, we could even argue that Lewis moved under braking.
Well, at some point, Lewis has got to turn in for the corner.
Good pass, mate. Come on in the comments. Get in the comments, people. Good pass, bad pass, dive bomb. I think it was a beautiful pass. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a typical Max pass.
A beautiful pass. Typical, beautiful Max pass.
I wouldn't say beautiful, but anyway.
Mate, if we don't get those type of passes, what is Formula One? What is Formula One?
Yeah, well, that's what I said. You've got Max who doesn't care. He's not fighting for anything. You've got Lewis who is sitting second in the championship and has to think about championships.
Well, that is true. That is true. He needs to be more aware of, the bigger picture. 100%. 100%. Totally agree with that. All right, on to
Mercedes.
Almost forgot who was P3. And of course, it was we're so used to him being P1 that P3 is a bit of an anomaly.
Georgie Russell, man. Oh, bro. It's just not. When it's not going for you, it's not going for you, eh?
Look, damage limitation in the end. It was a horrible start. He's basically bogged it down and he dropped back to last. So he had to battle himself back to 7th. So it was, started 6th, ended up 7th. I think it was a pretty decent race as far as damage limitation. Probably thanking his lucky stars that the McLarens were quick and Max Verstappen was able to pull P2 because, mate, if Kimi got that win, I would say, it's all over. So he's hanging in there by a thread.
And his luck continued, right? Started in qualifying when he had the water leak. And apparently the water leak was squirting on the rear tyres, so he couldn't get that last lap in. It's like, man, if he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all.
Who's got the voodoo doll?
Yeah.
Who do you reckon's got the old voodoo doll and smacking the pins in it?
No idea.
He's pissed someone off, eh?
Someone's not happy, eh?
Yeah.
He's run over a black cat or something. But look, he showed strong race pace. So that's the disappointing part. He probably could have been up there fighting with the Ferraris. Had he had a decent start, I think Kimi, they're the type of drivers that win your championships.
Yeah. Started P7 on the podium, definitely.
And he made that, it was a 2-stopper in the end, didn't it? He made that way. He wanted to go the 1-stop, but I think Bono said, mate, these tyres aren't going to last. And then, the VSC came out and it was mightily close with Lewis there. And I think just having that, he was on the hards, but they were still quite fresh and Lewis just couldn't do anything with it. So, like I said, man, these are the drives that win you the championships. Yeah,
keep in mind too, he also sat out FP1 for Frederick Vesti, which we always thought was going to be an interesting decision. Who do you pull aside for FP1? They never looked like being the quickest car over the weekend.
No, that was quite surprising, wasn't it?
It was surprising. We thought, we were all in, Antonelli for pole. Good position in the end. P3, good points in the championship, extends his lead. I think it's 50 points now over Lewis Hamilton in second.
Look, despite all Russell's troubles, he couldn't, even Kimi missing FP1, like you mentioned, he's still lacking, eh? He's still lacking just that couple of tenths to his younger teammate.
He just needs to switch off, get on that super yacht in Monaco, get the sun, and switch off for a bit.
Cocktails and just relax and hopefully get rid of some of that bad luck. I mean, he's not going to have as good a time as his teammate over the summer break, that's for sure.
All right, so Ferrari, I would say for me, probably the most disappointing result because realistically they had the pace in the car. Lewis definitely very unhappy with just the weekend. It was looking to be so promising, just missing out on pole. Then gets hit with the grid drop due to blocking Oscar Piastri. So it was a P5 start in the end. Charles Leclerc starting on the front row, P2. But even Charles, he could only finish 4th. And again, Lewis Hamilton speeding in pit lane. So he then gets that 5-second penalty, drops behind
0.1 of a kilometre.
Yeah.
Shoo. It's all about
then
fine
finishes
margins.
Behind Charles and finishes P5. Now, if you're a Ferrari, though, here's a question. You're looking at the championship. Lewis is in the hunt, clearly, running second. Would you have told Charles Leclerc, hey, just back off, let Lewis get the extra points.
Oh, now you're pulling on me heartstrings. Because as a Hamilton fan, slow down, Charles. That's what I would have been saying. But,
Too early? I mean, we're at midpoint of the season now. We're sort of getting to that.
Yeah. I mean, given the gap between the two, would have been an extra point or two? Would it have made much difference to Leclerc?
Yeah, but then when you look at, you say that now and then just go back to Abu Dhabi last year and you go just a couple of points.
No, that's what I mean. Like, in terms of where Charles and Lewis stand in the championship before this race, Charles losing an extra 1 or 2 points, is it massive? Like, right now?
You think no.
And right now, Hamilton is probably your closest bet to getting it done. Yeah, that's a tough one. So I'm going to sidestep that one. As a Hamilton fan, yes, he should have slowed down. As a Formula One fan, much of a muchness, I think. But look, you're right. That is a weekend that got away from Ferrari, given the lack of pace that Mercedes showed. Lewis, man, that's another weekend where he was quicker than his teammate and ends up finishing behind him. Look, that's his 5th penalty of the season, man.
Yeah, well, what's that, like at least 3 in a row?
3 in a row. So we had the speeding in pit lane in Monaco, the jump start in Silverstone, the Spa penalty, and then 2 penalties here in Hungary. There's some couple of points left on the table. Like I said, man, it was a shame that Verstappen got in front of them. If they could have cleared Max, I think they would have been a lot closer to McLaren.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because
especially in free air.
The issue was they started off on the softs and they weren't able to clear him.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's why they went to softs, was to try and clear him.
And they just weren't able to.
Well, I mean, if Charles managed to get off the line, it could have been a different story. It was a good banger of a start from Hamilton. Yeah, and Lewis just could never use his pace because he was stuck behind Max and then got stuck behind Kimi, so they could never really use the pace. I would have actually liked to see Lewis go the other way, start on the hard and go long, or even on the medium and go longer. Maybe they could have split the strategy there. I guess they were banking on both of them getting ahead of Max. And it just didn't work out. And from there, man, they were just, they couldn't make it work. Charles, look, he looked a little bit stronger, I'd say, in the first stint than Hamilton. I guess Hamilton sort of stuck right on the gearbox of Max and using up his tyres pretty quickly. But then I think it was after the second time they switched on to the set of hards, Charles just fell away and had no grip there. So that is definitely one that got away for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's one that got away, and I think Hamilton will be kicking himself because even the first penalty in qualifying, it's easy to blame the engineer, but at the same time, it's like, get off the racing line, bro. Like turn 1 of all places. And I get it. They're preoccupied crossing the line, probably got instructions to go into different modes and all that type of stuff. But in reality, it's like, come on, dude.
Well, he says he didn't know that Piastri was on a hot lap. But also, too, I think they missed a trick there, too, in qualifying, man. Sending them out first, because track evolution, especially on Norris's side, certainly helped. So I think they missed a trick by sending Lewis out first.
Yeah, but in hindsight, you could go, oh, well, Max spun.
Yep.
Calls a yellow flag. Maybe would have gone the other way, right? Well, and they've got tied up in that.
I mean, it didn't affect Norris, so if they put him out in Norris's position.
Yeah. Hindsight, all that hindsight stuff. But yeah, definitely, like on the whole of it, I think Ferrari walk away this weekend, it was one that got away. It was a good result that got away. Yeah. 100%. All right, Racing Bulls. Well, they've taken control of P5 in the Constructors' Championship. It was another excellent weekend out. Liam was a bit disappointed, starting 11th, felt he just didn't hook up the lap to get into Q3, knew there was pace in the car, ended up finishing very respectable P8. Lindblad getting into Q3 yet again, starting 9th and finishing 10th. Mate, I was a little worried there for a while. Liam went on the 2-stop strategy, Lindblad on the 1, and I thought for a while there that 1-stopper was going to that was going to work.
Yeah.
And then that hard just fell away right at the end there, full in blood.
Yeah, I mean, man, he did a mega job, though. What did he do, like 48 laps or something on that hard tire?
Mate, it was a long old time, wasn't it?
So the finish 10th, I think, is a good job. Lawson made that two-stop work. Well, they both took new PUs too throughout the weekend. Finally, their place on the constructors ladder reflects their performances on track, man. Super consistent at the moment, comfortably in the 10, both of them, every weekend. Best of the rest. Not much more you can say, except, man, they are getting close to coming to blows.
They are. I mean, it was an epic start from Liam. Like, he got off the line well, aggressive into turn 1, getting the move done in, what is it technically turn 3? Let's say turn 2 because it's the other main one. Massive battle again between the teammates.
Yeah.
Heart and mouth stuff because I always run on board with them. And I'm like...
Yeah, man, they're getting away with it by the skin of their teeth at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment. You do feel they're going to trip over themselves,
Yeah. That luck's going to run out soon. But hey, look, you know what, though? I think that is what's helping drive the team forward, man. They're both two solid little drivers that have got a car that they're very confident in at the moment. And credit to Racing Bulls, man. They're delivering the upgrades and they've clearly been ahead of the rest for quite some time now.
I think they'll go into the summer break extremely happy where they're at. Just got to keep pushing forward and just finish off strong. Now, this is one that makes me smile because I don't have to talk about it anymore. Nico Hülkenberg.
Off the donut.
Picking up his first championship points with the season. It was a P10 start, finishing P9. Gabby Bortoletto, he was on the cusp, starting P14, finishing just outside the points in P11. But good points. Finally, Nico. Because, mate, being on 0, that's not the type of driver he is.
They've definitely taken a step up in performance. Like I said, it's showing a bit of consistency over quite a few different circuits now. They're just not quite there with Racing Bulls at the moment. They're definitely ahead of Alpine. Gabby tried a one-stopper too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
So he ran out of tyres in the end. Whole two-stopper worked for him. Like I said, man, great for him to get a bit of luck and finish a race and finish inside the points.
Alpine, quiet weekend, really. There was FP. Someone came in for FP1, right?
Aaron?
Who did he come in for? Was it for Franco or Pierre?
Yeah, Franco, that's right. Yeah, it was Franco.
Okay, so it was Franco? Yeah. Okay. So P12 start for Pierre, finishing P12, and Franco P13 start, finishing P15. Both will actually, Colapinto went with a 2-stopper. Pierre, 3-stopper, but they just really weren't.
Got no pace, mate.
There was just no pace. Like over the whole weekend, they really didn't have much.
Yeah, man, they're a team that is desperate now for some upgrades because they have fallen by the wayside. It just reflects where they're at the moment, man. They've just got no pace. 2.5 tenths off all weekend to Racing Bulls. Franco, oh man, it's not really the ideal way to go into the summer break. He was on the back foot. He missed FP1, then had the crash in FP2. Yeah, it's not the weekend he needed. He really needed to be super tight with Gasly this weekend going into that break. Like you said, Gaz tried the 3-stop, but if you ain't got genuine pace over your rivals, man, you're not going to – you couldn't do anything with it.
Not at all.
So, yeah, again, they're desperate for upgrades, man.
Well, speaking of upgrade,
Phew!
Aston Martin. So they came out FP1 and all eyes were on it. Bit of a mixed bag. Fernando, seems everything looked all right. But then Stroll had the suspension failure, I think it was. Spun out, and then we're all like, okay, oh no, they've got an inherent problem here.
Yeah, there was bits flying off the car all weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, look, good step forward. Like we were worried about maybe correlation issues, given the fact that they didn't bring upgrades consistently and they just went with one whole package, and the correlation between track and factory could have been out and that would have cost them dearly, but it seems to have worked. They now seem to have a base that they can build off, heading in the right direction. New engine coming in Zandvoort. So again, hopefully that gives them some straight line speed that they're lacking at the moment. Mate, they beat Haas and Williams on pure pace. And we said they needed to gap Cadillac. Mate,
They've gapped them.
They've gapped them.
Well, it was the first Q2 appearance of the season.
Yeah.
And that was for Fernando Alonso. Started 16, finished 14. Lance Stroll, though.
Man.
Here's one for you.
Quiet.
His 200th Grand Prix. Let's not forget. Something to celebrate. Only, I think, 24 other Formula One drivers have even hit that milestone.
Oh, we're getting the GOAT status now, man.
We are turning into GOAT status here. He started 20th. He made 7 positions.
Pure pace.
On pure pace, finished 13th.
And they went pretty aggressive with strategy too, right?
Yeah, so they
didn't use the hard tyre, did they?
No, not at all. They went soft, medium, soft, both of them.
Yeah. So,
but Fernando went super long on the softs. He went 34 laps, I think, on that first set of softs.
Yeah.
They go into the summer break. Newey doesn't have to see the walls of a gulag. I think he's safe for now. There's definitely a foundation there that they can at least now build off.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
That's
There's
the main
some positivity. They can look forward to the rest of the season. It must be a great motivator for everyone at the team as well.
Yeah.
Not just the drivers, but everyone.
It's going to take them still a couple of races to hit that true performance. Maybe around Spain and Baku, maybe they are really fighting for points. It is definitely not out of the realms of possibility. Must be a relief. They're going to go to sleep over the summer break and just, thank God.
I think Newey, man, he'll at least sleep at night, have a little bit, get a good couple of extra hours of sleep per night.
Because if they didn't work and they had correlation issues, man, they would have been so far behind. It would have been horrendous.
Horrendous.
It's looking good so far.
Everyone we've basically talked about as far as teams, everything is looking good. But from this point forward, things aren't really looking that great as we head into the summer break. And we're going with Haas here. The only positive for Haas is the personal battle between Esteban Ocon and Behrman. Ocon started 15th. He finishes 16th. Behrman starts 17th. Scrappy old race, finishing 19th. Both went with the 2-stopper. It was just another one of those weekends to really forget and move on from. But hey, mate, it's becoming a theme. It's becoming a problem. And yeah, they've got a lot of work to do.
Ollie was saying he was suffering with brake migration throughout the whole weekend. So he'd hit the brakes, and after the initial hard brake, then the brake balance would shift. So he was struggling with that.
So that probably explains some of his spins, because there were a few really uncharacteristic rear end swapping.
Yeah, he had a busy race, didn't he? He had a spin, then he got a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags.
Yeah, he ignored 11 blue flags. Behrman just decided to choose violence.
Bear not
blue flag. Yeah, he was a menace for. Apparently, it was Hadjar trying to come through. I can only imagine Hadjar on the radio losing his mind.
Yeah. Like you said, man, on the other side of the garage, I think yes, the result doesn't reflect anything because the car was absolute turd, but an all-round better weekend from Ocon in terms of execution. They finally got it together, but unfortunately, when you're driving a turd...
Hard to polish a turd too.
Well, that's the only way you're going to go, mate, is straight down the chute. So,
well, you're talking about execution a lot there. Do you think his Formula One career is going to be executed?
Yeah, execution, mate. I think the execution is still standing there with just sharpening the sword at the moment, man. Far out. Like, I mean, the talk's already ramping up, man. There's drivers waiting to get into Formula One. So,
well, speaking of sharpening the sword, you always give me really good ways to segue, don't you? Really good ways to segue. And that is Williams, because the issue now for Williams is they can no longer hide behind Aston Martin's poor performances. We all know Williams has been a massive disappointment. There's plenty of pressure over at James Vowles to get the team humming along because of their success from 2025. But they've been able to just have a little slight cloak of invisibility due to Aston Martin taking all the limelight of just being horrendous. We've seen the upgrade now. We've seen the performance come. Williams, whoa, you're in trouble. you're in a lot of trouble.
Mate, she's just too thick, that blue thing. She's too thick. And around there, you're going to cop it. Look, I mean, on the plus side, Albon has definitely looked a lot more comfortable the last couple of races. He'll feel a little bit better about himself going into the summer break. Look, it's not ideal.
Yeah, not ideal. I mean, look, it was a Q1 elimination for both cars. Alex Albon starting P19, finishing 17th. Sainz starting 18, finishing 18th. Not a lot of positives. And, of course, Carlos Sainz and his blue flags, take out Oscar Piastri. Yeah, not great.
I don't think it'll be much longer and we're going to start to see the frustration of Sainz. Like, he's saying a few comments every now and then, but he's really biting his tongue. Deep down, man, Vowles has to know if this upgrade package, B-spec car, whatever you want to call it, that comes in Baku does not deliver by the end of the season, he's potentially going to lose one, if not two drivers.
I think if one is going to go, it's Sainz.
When you look at both of them, you're going, yeah, Sainz going to be the first one to jump ship.
Well, it'll be interesting moves anyway to see if any big announcements happen over this summer break.
We're not far off, I don't reckon. We're just waiting for the first domino to fall.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be open slather.
Open slather on Cadillac. All right. Double DNF issues. Looked like there were some brake issues in there as well. The suspension problems, I think, in practice. When did they get this?
The chat in the race.
In the race, yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't they also have some issues in the practice sessions as well?
Yeah, Perez had a brake fire.
Yeah.
Bottas had a brake fire. Burn the whole thing down and start again.
I'm not giving them any more leniency that they're a new team. I've had enough.
That's it now. Especially when you see what Aston Martin can do in terms of upgrades. Look, that's the first half of the season. We'll give you that. Brand new team.
I mean, it is disappointing when you have these repeated same issues with brakes, for instance, right?
We've had it like 4, nearly 5 weekends now where it's the same issue. Want to be competitive and move forward, you've got to fix the issues that you got before you can move forward. If they don't, it's going to be a long old rest of the season.
Colton Herta did come in for FP1 too for Valtteri Bottas.
He's definitely picked up his performances over the last couple of weekends too. Bottas will have a better summer break, I think. He's probably looked a little bit better than Perez in the last few races.
Well, I think that covers it, mate. Team to team once again. Final one for a little while as we head into summer break. I was just going to quickly touch on predictions. It's still 10-7. We got nothing.
We got pants. Well, actually, yes, we got pantsed, but I did predict Lando for a smoky pole and a smoky win.
Video didn't happen. No, I believe you. I do remember you saying that.
But, I mean, again, that was the hot tip.
The hot tip.
Wasn't in the predictions, so doesn't mean anything.
But yeah, I think overall the weekend was good. It was a nice race to finish on before we head into the 4 weeks. And I guess the next big thing is there's Pirelli tyre testing, I think, coming up this week. And Alpine, Audi and Aston Martin are scheduled to assist with that. 3
teams, I think, that will benefit greatly.
Yeah, yep.
So
I'm sure they'll figure ways out to turn it into an unofficial testing session rather than just being all about tyres. Well, I think that will wrap it up. Head into the summer break. I think we'll have to come up with some content over the next few weeks. We've definitely got to do like a driver ratings. Got to do a halftime report.
Oh, yeah. Halftime report. I think us and every other pundit out there will be doing one.
100%, mate. We're not the most creative types, eh?
Yeah. So, no, definitely.
And there'll be some big news events, I'm sure, that'll happen.
Well,
some breaking driver transfer market rumours or news.
I think that's what's going to drive this summer break.
Yep. And while we go into the summer break, give us a bit of love. Pump up those sub numbers. Give us a thumbs up, like, all that good stuff.
We're chasing upgrades.
Gives you that happiness of being able to unsubscribe when we critique your favourite driver. Let's finish it up, mate. Final thought, crack away.
All right. Well, we're heading into the summer break, man. And despite Kimi Antonelli's 50-point championship lead, this championship is far from over, given what we've seen. We've seen domination. We've seen heartbreak and disappointment. I would say we've probably had enough drama already so far in the first half of the season to last us all year.
I want more.
It's coming, trust me. And, man, the margins are getting tighter. Silly season is just around the corner. And if the first half of the season is anything to go by, I think the second half is going to be an absolute bell ringer. So for all you F1 fans, make sure you enjoy the break. As Jared said, go out, touch the grass, get some sun on your face. And we look forward to bringing you the run home for the 2026 Formula One World Championship. So until then, we will catch you in the next one.
Catch up.